Director of Community Outreach.
Hiya, Misty.
Hi! I have lots of energy today, so hopefully you have lots of energy too. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I've worn many, many hats here at CORE. I've been here for 6 years. I am a nurse. I actually started as an organ procurement coordinator, so I work with the donor families in the hospitals. So the majority of my career here at CORE, I work with the donor families, so I got to see the donor side of it. I have a degree in communications, so I moved into the community outreach department, and now I get to work with you wonderful people, which are the recipients. And it's wonderful to see both sides. I'll tell you what, the donor families really, really benefit from donation. They really do, just as much as the recipients benefit from donation. But like Susan told you, one of the most important things community outreach is charged with is donor designation. It's something that they're really promoting across the country. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. But we all know there aren't donors, there aren't recipients. And what we found is it makes the process so much easier on a family when a loved one has already made that decision and has designated themselves on their driver's license. Because these people are in the worst possible moments of their lives. They're losing a loved one. And when they are faced with that decision, sometimes it's a very hard decision for them to make. So when they put it on, when somebody puts it on their driver's license, it's legally binding, first-person authorization. So that decision is taken away from that family. And what I mean by that is they don't have to make that decision. The person has made that decision for them. So a little bit of information about our service area. We cover over 5.2 million people. We cover the western part of Pennsylvania, almost the entire state of West Virginia, and one county in New York. Currently in our service area, the parts in the red, there are over 2,500 candidates waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. 114,000 nationally, and that list, that number goes up every single day. Every 10 minutes somebody else is added, and the very sad statistic here is that 18 people die every day waiting for a transplant. To me, that's a medical crisis right there. People shouldn't be dying on the waiting list. So that's what we're charged with doing, is going into the community and educating people about donation so they make the right decision, and that is to be a donor. Organ donor designation rates. Nationally, 85% of the population support donation. That's true. 85% of the population support donation. But in our states that we cover, only 45% in Pennsylvania are actually registered, and only 33% in West Virginia are actually registered. And what we found out through all of our focus groups and talking to people is that the main reason they don't put it on their driver's license is fears, myths and misconceptions. The biggest one being, and I'm not joking, this is real, people will tell you this, if I put it on my driver's license, the medical staff will not work hard enough to save my life, and they'll steal my organs from me. It's absolutely a fact. People believe this. They really believe that. And you know why they believe it? Because they're not educated. I don't even know if all of you in this room are aware of this. I'm going to ask you a question. If you leave here today and you go out and you're in a car accident and you die on the scene of that accident, can you be an organ donor? No. You cannot. And I heard yeses and nos. You cannot be an organ donor if you die on the scene of an accident or if you die in a hospital and you're not on a ventilator. To be an organ donor, you must be on a ventilator in a critical care unit. People don't know that. Also, we work very hard to get hospitals to follow the rules and regulations that the federal government has charged with them about calling their organ procurement organizations. They do not call us until all life-saving measures are done. That's when they call us. So, big myth, not the truth, but it's our job to go out there and educate people. So this is just a little bit about my department. I am the associate director, that's me. I have 3 community outreach coordinators, one of which is based just in West Virginia, 2 others are in Pennsylvania. I have 1 multicultural outreach coordinator. She also deals with the faith-based community. I have an administrative assistant who is fabulous. They're all fabulous, but she's fabulous. I hope she hears me back there. And then I have a receptionist, donor family meeting liaison. That's what makes up the department. So here's some of our responsibilities. And within this list, we do many, many, many things. Community education, we're always out there in the community trying to educate people about donation. Volunteer coordination, we're really trying to beef up our volunteer base. The volunteers that we do have are out of this world. They're very committed, they're very helpful, they work very hard for us, and we appreciate that. Affinity partnerships, we're always out there with corporations and organizations trying to get them on board to promote donation to their employees. Media campaign and social media, I'm going to show you a little bit about our media campaign that we just launched here in the next slide. Multicultural outreach, state teams, just so you're aware, CORE does not just work on trying to promote donation to help save lives. We also are part of our state team, so we belong to Donate Life Pennsylvania state team, and we also belong to Donate Life West Virginia state team. We have multiple grants that we work on to try to promote donation, and we also offer bereavement services to our donor families. So this is just a little bit of a snapshot of our new media campaign. Now, I think what the most important thing to realize is that every single face you see on there is either one of our donor families or one of our recipients. So it's all our own people, and it's all real stories. This is the print ads that are out there, and our slogan is CORE, a pledge for life. Because I think people, when they go to put it on their driver's license, also think to themselves, well, I don't want to die right now. You know, is this going to jinx me? No, you're making a pledge to save a life in the future. That's why we chose that slogan. This is some of our billboards. Hopefully, if you've come through Pittsburgh, maybe you've seen some of these. These are all over our western Pennsylvania area and in West Virginia. Once again, those are our donor families and recipients on that campaign. We've started a very intensive Facebook campaign. And we also now have television and radio spots out here. Little Samaya is an intestinal transplant recipient. Her commercial is adorable. She's now playing outside in the playground. It's wonderful. And Antonella Kasich, she actually is an intestinal transplant recipient that's waiting for another transplant. She does a lot of work for us. We also do events, so we're out there in the community constantly trying to get our face out there, making people, you know, feel comfortable, warm up to us about donation. And this is one of the events we participated in. We have a very active volunteer group in Erie, and they made this float, this 4th of July float. All of these people that you see here are recipients and their families, and donor families. We also participated in a Donate Life event at the Three Rivers Arts Festival this year, where we went out and we actually registered 225 people that day, which for Pennsylvania is very good. It's very good. We felt very successful in that. And it was a little bit of a different technique, but it worked for us. And then just to give you a little information, that we also partner with a national organization called Donate Life America. Donate Life America is the national organization that is out there trying to help state teams and organ procurement organizations promote donation. They set out a goal and a task for us, and their task was to register 20 million donors in 2012. And we are trying very hard to reach that goal. Some of the programs that they did were I Am Hope Stories. So every single week, a state was featured on their Facebook page where they were able to tell every day was a different story about a recipient or a donor family that you could read about. And CORE has participated in all of these, so just so you know. Flash mob, this is our actual flash mob. That's me, but you can't see that. I'm dancing. We actually had a flash mob right in downtown Pittsburgh, and we had one in Charleston, West Virginia. And it was really neat. I wish I could show you the video. You don't have time, but it was really neat. Flaunt Your Blue and Green Day, we actually had a day where we asked people from businesses, companies, schools, whoever would agree to do it, to wear blue and green Donate Life colors on that day, and we really had a good response for that. Fan for Life is where we nominated a athletic figure to be nominated for Fan for Life, where this figure actually goes out and promotes donation for us. And then we also had Linking Hands for Life. Somebody in Colleen's group, one of our recipients, correct, made the links. Is that correct?
No, we did. We had a collaborative where we worked with hospitals and came together and showed them best practices in organ donation, and we had the links for life, and that's what we used. That was the theme for that conference. So we thought, what a better way than to reuse them. Reuse, recycle.
That's right. And so that just gives you a little bit, I just wanted to give you an overview of what we are doing in the community. We really, truly take donation very seriously. We know there's lives to be saved out there, so we make it our #1 goal to go out there and try to educate people to make sure they make the right decision. So I thank you for having me. Does anybody have any questions? See, I had too much energy. You don't even have any questions. There you go.